Hello everybody, I'm back today with the rest of my order from Biggest Craft. I think there's 5 and there's only one Joy Sunday, and I gave my first DIY a go. So I'm going to start with the kit that does not have an image on the front of it. This is one you've probably seen before. It is a 2023 rabbit. So as usual, they all come with these kits. I got the leopard again. If you watched the last one, you know that I've been getting a lot of these. So this is the instruction pamphlet. And let's see if I can show you that photo. It's not the greatest quality because it is small, but this is the best I'm going to be able to show you. Oh, it's kind of sticking together. Alright, so it looks like it is creased right here a tiny little bit. Move this up away. There are 40 colors. Looks like almost 170 stitches by 112 stitches, or 212 stitches, sorry. You can see the rabbit, and you can see the lanterns. Again, it is crumpled, but I don't think that's really going to ruin everything, and I'm very happy to say that I don't see any smudging on this printed pattern, which has not been happening for me, so I'm very, very happy that there's no smudging on this and I can see everything very clearly. I'm just going to check it over really quick for symbols that might be hard to see together. Check the reds, check the blues. I don't see any symbols near each other that would be confusing. At least based on what they look like on the printed pattern. When it comes to the pattern on the canvas, it could be a different story. And this is 11 count. And there's food on it. So here's the canvas, if I can get it open. Super, super saturated, and again, if you watch my last video, I believe these took so long to get here because, or at least this half of the order, is because they were likely, or most likely, printing them. So I'm seeing here that these red squares that were supposed to have white circles in it look kind of blown out, and that can be a problem because there is solid red over here. And that's what I meant by it might be different on the fabric compared to the printed pattern on if they're clear or not. Looks like the same case is up here where there's supposed to be red dots kind of getting blown out a little bit, and right here. But that's alright. Nothing too hard to handle. Everything else looks perfect. So, let me see. I'm space cadetting today. I think this is the size 45 by 55 centimeters. And because this is without photo, we don't have anything to compare the colors to. But that's fine. We'll live without it. So there are 3 Hanks. 3830, 950, and 819. You just shake these out. Oh, come on. So this time it came on 2 cards. There's only 4 colors on the second card. And they're these nice browns, toffees, and white. Let me brush this out. Oh, there's a knot going on down here. All right. So you can see the red oranges, the deep reds, some off-whites. This kind of, what would you call it? Dusty rose color. This almost looks like it would be silver. Nice browns. Over here you got some tan and peach, black and dark gray, or slate gray, blue gray, brown gray, some light gray, and I love this color of green. This is beautiful. This is a gorgeous color of green, or gorgeous shade of green, I should say. Then the bright red and browns for the lantern. Super beautiful. It is a little messy. I'm not sure why this one's kind of wanting to be so tangled on the bottom, but you know, it is what it is. We'll live. So I noticed that the edge is serged on this as always, but I noticed the corners seem to be less out and in your face this time. Oh, it does look like they cut it. Looks like they cut it a little bit right here on accident. I don't think it'll matter too much though, because everything still seems to be held down for the most part. Oh, unless that wants to unravel. I think it'll be okay. Let me check the other corners, and they all seem fine. And this one is pretty straight with the cuts, so that's not something I see all the time. And there is one problem. It goes right into the numbers over here, but it doesn't matter too much because we always have the paper pattern. So that's a super cute bunny. And I don't have my phone with me, but I'll put the prices on the screen or in the description. Do Joy Sunday last. So let me take it out because the sticker's over it. Alright, so this time it's a butterfly. And these all come with a pom-pom to hold 5 needles, a needle threader, and a thimble ring. Just so I don't go over it every time. So here's the image of the second one. They're like these cute little chibi fairies sitting on a bird pond, or a bird bath. I know what it is, I promise. And it's just all these lovely pastels and kind of muted tones, which is why I wanted it. I wanted something a little bit more subtle, where in this order, in my previous video, you would have seen that I purchased quite a few things that also had very bright and loud colors as well. So I thought I would tone it down with this one. This is also 11 count, and it is 40 by 56 centimeters and 148 by 217 stitches. There's 40 colors, just like the last kit. Okay, so this is the whole pattern. This one does have some yellow that has smeared up here, but for the most part, everything looks fine and readable. There's a little bit red down here too, but that's okay. It's not going to get in the way. I can still see everything very clearly. Now I'm just going to look it over really quick for confusing symbols. So everything looks like it should be fine. The only thing I'm seeing that could become an issue is, where is it? There's a red dot and there is an orange dot. And I don't know about everyone else, but I personally have issues when orange dots and red dots get placed next to each other. I don't think I'm seeing any where they're in close proximity. And I can't really tell up here because of smudging, but I think this pattern will be readable for the most part. And it's super cute. You can see the flowers very clearly. There's quite a bit of color blocking, but there's also some small spots of confetti, so I think this image is going to have a very good balance because, you know, these take so long that maybe when you're done or fed up with doing color blocking, you can go somewhere to do some detailed confetti work. Instructions on this one are connected to the paper pattern. Oh, that one that was cut left kind of a mess, didn't it? So here's the pattern. It is serged through the DMC codes again, but like I said before, that's fine. We have the paper pattern for a reason, and it is fairly readable. What is number one? 151, I think that says. Alright, so the only issue I'm seeing on this canvas is right here. I know some of these are arrows, but there's also red dots around there, and since these kind of look like dots, you might have to refer to the chart to be able to differentiate from those. And it looks like right here might be an orange and a red dot, but I'm not totally sure. And right here are some orange dots for reference. They're very similar, even though this is a very saturated canvas as well. Or I guess it's moderately saturated. Super adorable flowers. That background, I can't not do it because it's not white, so I am going to have to do the background. I don't know how well their faces are going to turn up. I might do some back stitches or French knots to kind of define them. I do think their faces kind of have like closed eyes though. See, their eyes are like tiny, tiny little dots. So I'm not sure if that would have picked up in the program when they translated it to a pixelated pattern for cross stitch. So I might just have to go in and add some of those fine details on my own, but that's okay. I'm just gonna look at my corners real quick because I'm a little paranoid. Yeah, these corners are fine. Alright, so we have 2 in the background color, which is 151. And it's this, I want to call it a pastel pink, but it's also kind of dusty. And these colors are more saturated than this photo because this looks like it didn't print great because it did look more vivid on the website. So these colors also came on 2 cards. Let's start with the smaller one. Let's see some of the shades of the grass. This looks like it might be some skin tone. And then white for the flowers. And I'm sorry if you can hear my son in the background. He's gonna be making some noise today. So I think this one and this one might be fountain colors. This one looks like it might be some of the hair. Some of the hair on this little guy up here. The one with the pink hair. Looks like some brighter yellow, which I'd assume would go on these cute little flowers down here. I'm guessing my purple is going to be in the lantern. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. Looks like these blues are gonna... I know I picked up a pink, but just look at the blues. There we go. Looks like those are gonna be some shrubbery in the background and some shrubbery in front of the bird bath. And I'm not gonna lie, these kind of look like bananas. Really awkwardly shaped banana slices. But it's still super cute, because even though these are kind of toned down colors, they are still playful and pleasant to look at. And that is something that I look for. Because I don't want to just make an image I think is cute. I want to make an image that has colors that brighten my mood or make me happy or put out positive energy. So that's this one. Zoom back out. Alright. The DIY I decided to give a chance. And I'm not sure how I feel about it. I really loved this image, so of course I had to get it, and I was a little bit off-put by the fact that it was DIY, but I got it anyways. Let's see, where does it open? Right here. I do have to sneeze. Alright. So just a regular piece of kind of crumpled printer paper. Still such an adorable image. Right. Oh, okay. So right away, I don't like when they do this because I have ADHD and I get really excited when I first get kits most of the time, and I have stabbed myself a handful of times, like even under my nails. These do look kind of dull though, so, but I don't like that. Move that away. Don't look at that yet. Don't look. So, I know people have brought this up oodles of times before, the minimal colors and how small the gridding is. What count is this? I don't even remember what count I got. I think it's 14 count. So for a 14 count pattern, I don't know. I can still see everything. I can tell everything apart. I do have a complaint with this, like this blue, and then a blue with a red arrow in it. Like, what is that about? You couldn't have just, like, I don't know, put a different symbol? Yeah, this is just super tiny. I am kind of happy that I just got magnifying reading glasses, so I can see this better. But that is tiny. And I'm a small person. I am barely touching on 5 feet. And I have like super tiny hands and feet. My fingers are not that big. And it is still bigger than that square. That says something. And this is folded awkwardly. Oh, and it's torn. Okay, well, it's not through the pattern, but still, it's torn. Ooh, sorry. Okay. So this, the shape this is in, the mess this is in, I'm not too happy about it. Give me one moment. Alright, so the pattern on the fabric, you can very clearly see all of these. There's only 26 colors. It looks like it is 173 stitches by 216. It is 50 by 60 centimeters, and this is a 14 count, as I said. This is very, I don't know, it feels off to me. I don't know what they use to stabilize this, but so you can see it's not serged, and they are just barely making the cutoff for the colors. And I got the end of the roll of fabric, which I guess doesn't really bother me that much. It's just extra blob of fabric that I have to deal with if I decide to frame anything. So the printing does look a little blown out in spots, like these little arrows, the little dark blue ones. Oh, it's probably because they're on a pink square. I don't know why they're doing that, but I can still tell. Hold on, can I? What is this? Yep, I can still tell everything apart fairly easily. Everything is very different from one another, or at least different enough to where I know what I'm going to be stitching and where. So I think it was Desert Owl Crafting who opened a DIY cross stitch and had this too. A blob of white, unlabeled, and dare I say it's not even that pretty of a white. I mean, I guess it's not going to be that hard to figure out where it goes because, you know, all this background has to get done with something, and there's nothing else that comes in a stinking blob. I don't know. It's not that hard to wind a hank, so if you already know you're facing a bad reputation, why not just take that 2-second step to make it more presentable? So the white for the background, which does look like it was supposed to be a bluish color. So it looks like what the program did was get rid of all these blues and just go with the white that's in the corner. I kind of want to find a cheap way to get a bunch of a whitish blue color because I don't like this and I'm not loving this or the idea of this being my background. So these are the rest of the colors. All the dark colors for the swans. I think they're swans, loons, cranes. I don't know, not cranes. Something, some kind of bird. Greens for the lily pads. I'm not seeing that nice lime green that's in there. Instead, I think they're going to be using this, but it looks like there's supposed to be a lot of lime greens like up in here. And I'm not finding those in this palette. And then I was expecting some neons for this, and I'm not seeing that either, but I can always replace it with my stash, but I don't know if that's going to be worth it to me. And it looks like this little bit of red here is going to be for that beak. I'm sure the image will still come out cute, it's just not quite what I was expecting. Is this the absolute worst kit ever? No. Is it the greatest quality? Absolutely not. But for the price you pay for most of these kits, I'm surprised at the quality we get in the first place for over half of them. So someone who's maybe just starting, they'll probably be fine. Yeah. So it looks like this is the end of the roll of the fabric, so this might be the whole length of what their kits are, like, have the potential to be in size, because this is woven around. It's hard to show on here, but there's like an ending stitch that will keep it from completely unraveling, but not enough to make it look nice. But yes, some are kind of fraying out. I don't know if that's going to focus. Yeah, some are fraying out, but there is an end stitch in there. So I guess this is the full option of their sizes, which is interesting to learn. And it's going to be interesting to see how this comes out with only 26 colors. But what I can say is they could manage to learn to color match better or adjust whatever program they're using to decide the colors. And again, it takes a minute to hank this up. So that's the swans. Swans, loons, whatever. The burbs. This is my second to last kit. I was very excited for this one. She's super cute. I think I did repackage this one for the purpose of the video because it came in the same bag, only a little bit thicker, but it was torn all up the side, so I did replace it because OCD, but you're not missing out anything. It's the same type of cellophane bag that it came in, just thinner. So this one comes with a sticker as the image. Turn her sideways to get her all. And that's the back. Oh goodness, did DIY even come with instructions, or am I just not paying attention? Hold on a minute. Yeah, so the DIY kit I got did not come with instructions. So here's the instructions for this one. You can tell it was photocopied because, or maybe, no, never mind, that's an actual wrinkle. I was gonna say, it looks like they wrinkled a copy to scan it or whatever. Instructions. Don't love that. But let's do the paper pattern first before we say anything. Oh, is that it? Okay, that looks like it's it. So it has these cutesy symbols, but the color is so muted and the symbols are so faded on top of those colored squares. I think I'd mostly have trouble with like these light browns and stuff. Yeah, because you can see it on camera, but in person I'm having trouble seeing it. And then down here there's like these purples and different colors. So I wouldn't say it's the best. Yes, the symbols are cute, but it's not the greatest for reading your pattern. So this is the other side. Super small stitches. I don't really remember what count this is. 11 count. All right, so looks like 41 colors, and they're all in full stitch. They give you the symbols, and they give you the DMC codes. And it is in one connected booklet, and it does have that gapping, but thankfully it does have the gridding, so you can more easily find your stitches or your spot when you jump pages. Alright, so here's the kit. This one doesn't come with a cute little picture or anything, and it is one of those kind of one-use bags. And it looks like they didn't even bother to put the needles into the pom-pom, but you still get all the essentials that the other generic kits come with. Sorry about that, my mouth's kind of drying out on me. So right away, this canvas is serged on all sides except for the top. It does look like I got another one that kind of got the end of the roll of fabric. And it looks like there's some warping here. So I don't know if that's like a packing error or what, but hopefully that will go away when it washes. But with this here, I'm not sure how good that will happen. I might have to cut this off to get this to not pucker up here when I wash it. So, as I pointed out, not a fan of this. They did put needles in the side of this one as well as in the bag. I think they should have just left it in the bag because they put plenty in the bag. I didn't need more. This is a fairly large canvas. I'm not seeing the size here. Let me check on this. Alright, so this one's 11 count, so it is 53 by 70 centimeters, and it is 187 by 258 stitches. And there are 41 total colors, as I mentioned. And the pattern symbols do not match the symbols on the canvas. And they do that thing on this one where they kind of show you a group of them together, which I personally do not like because I get very confused because I hyper focus on every stitch. Compared to the pattern on the paper, the pattern on the canvas is much easier to read. Yes, there's a lot of similar colors, but they're all so different and bold and in their space that I can easily see it, especially when you're comparing to the small sizes on this. This will be a breeze. I see no problems with this. I'm very excited for it because other than, you know, the end of the fabric and the needles in the fabric, this looks like a pretty good kit to me, pretty good quality. It's just so gorgeous how easily you can make everything out. Let me see if I can slowly bring her down. You know, it's dragging on the fabric. I don't even remember how to fold her now. In half. There we go. So, that was her. Super cute. And the colors are also very nice. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hanks. And they come in this cute little bag. How many do you see that come in cute bags? Hold on, there's a few cards here hanging on. So this looks like the extras. Just a tiny little bit of this purple, which I think is in here. This lovely blue that looks like it's going to go in the butterflies. tons of pinks and skin tones, nice lovely blues, cute pastel purples, this plum color, which I am sure is going in her hair. I'm going to be absolutely obsessed with it. Not a whole lot of red for her lips, but I don't think it's going to take a whole lot to stitch them, so I'm not too worried about that either. She's just super cute, and she has super fun colors, and it's pleasing to the eyes. And I don't usually, recently I've been buying characters and whatnot, and I usually am a landscape kind of person or animals person, but I just couldn't help with this one and the colors, and I'm so happy at the quality and the colors that came in this kit. Super beautiful. I really wanted to start this one, but I figured that I've done that to you guys more than enough. I'm gonna wait, record my video, and then decide. Get everything stacked up right here. So that's her. And my last kit is a Joy Sunday. This one's called Flower Fairy 10. I mostly purchased this one for the colors and partially because the pink deer and the little octopus tentacles just kind of stood out to me. So with all Joy Sundays, you get your instructions on the back in case you are new to cross stitch, and they even show you different stitches. And they show you how to read it, how to do printed fabric, unprinted fabric, how to iron it. Right. Oh, I just ripped it. You all know me. I am very bad at getting these out. And that made a terrible sound. I am so sorry. So the typical pattern from a Joy Sunday on glossy paper, give me a second to figure out what I'm looking at. Oh my goodness. So it does not look like this is going to show what's on the printed pattern versus on the canvas. It just shows the symbols for the printed pattern. It looks like there are 78 colors and one is in backstitch. You can see where the backstitch is up in here in her eyes. She's so beautiful though. Just colors that stand out to you. I think this is the way it goes. The cute deer up there. And some of the tentacles. And then right here it shows you the orientation of the pages. And I believe this is 14 count. Yep. So this pattern is 40 by 64 centimeters. And I will have to open it to tell you the stitches. Maybe not. I think it's 174 by 310 stitches, and it's 14 count, so it's not a super huge canvas, but this still is a lot of work, don't be fooled. A little difficult to see what's where at first, but ultimately I can tell her face is right here. Where's the deer? Deer's right here, he's green. And then some of the tentacles over here. I honestly can't tell if this is supposed to be underwater or not. I think it's a little bit of all the elements, because up near her hair, Well, maybe not fair. I don't know. I'm probably wrong. All around is serged. None of it's through the DMC codes, which go around and on this side. It looks like a fair amount of color blocking. I am not seeing any confetti whatsoever. You would think that there would be some here, maybe like these few bits of orange, but that would be it. Everywhere else has enough of the same color next to each other where it wouldn't even be an issue. Super cute. Flower Fairy 10. Ooh, close. And I've been debating getting this one for a while. I think what put me off is I don't necessarily like the yellow on her eye. Something about that just looks sickly to me. And I don't want to look at an image that is so beautiful and think of sickness. Like, I have enough sickness in my life. I don't want to be reminded of it. And the symbols are very different. I didn't mention that. I didn't see any symbols that looked even remotely troublesome to me. So, 3 cards, and they are stapled together. So I will not be taking them apart. You get your needles, and this one does come with 3. 3 needles. And you can see all of those lovely blues and greens and like those seam foam colors that come in this image. I think they did a lovely job choosing colors. The only color I'm not seeing that I would have loved to see is kind of like a true dark teal color, because the dark teal they're providing looks kind of muddied. See, it looks kind of like if you struck blue mud or something. Yeah, and I'm not seeing any colors or any other colors that could be that. But they're still beautiful colors, and they're still going to make a lovely image. Huh. I'm wondering now. Am I not seeing white? Okay. Give me 1 second. Oh, right here. I'm going crazy. There's the white. So everything is there. And I believe that makes it full coverage, because it looks like we're stitching the white. So that's everything that completes my order from Biggest Craft. I'm sorry I couldn't fit it all into one video, but I didn't want to make you wait to show you everything, so I thought the best plan would be to split it up into 2 videos. If you guys like the video, please leave a like so other people can find me, because if you like it, YouTube will tell me that, or not tell me, they will tell you that it's liked. Guys, I don't know what I'm saying. If you like the video, YouTube recommends me to other people. Leave a comment if you have anything to say, if you've had any of these, or if you've even worked on any of these. I would love to see some of your progress. Subscribe if you want to see more videos. I do have more packages on the way, as always. I'm a little bit addicted. And other than that, I hope you guys all have a nice day, and thank you for going over the rest of my order with me. You guys have fun now. Bye.